So in this video we're looking at Edexcel S1 January 2010 question 3. And this question is going to look at mean, standard deviation and interpolation of median from a group table. So reading the question, we've got 1500 babies and the weights are summarised in the table below. And we're asked to work out the missing midpoints, we're asked to estimate the mean, and we're asked to estimate the standard deviation of the birth weights. So the first thing to bear in mind is the data is grouped, but there are no gaps in the data, so therefore we can use these as your class limits. And also we are given as summatives. We know what sum of fx is, we know what sum of fx squared is. Which is going to make life a little bit easier. So to find the missing midpoints, that's quite nice in this case. We just need to find the midpoints of 2.5 and 3, and likewise of 5 and 6 is going to give me 5.5. So we get a B mark for each of those. B marks are independent marks. Okay, so we're asked to calculate an estimate of the mean. So for part B, the mean is equal to the sum of fx over n. So using this formula will trigger the method mark. So that's going to give me 4841 divided by 1500. So that will give me a method mark. Calculating it through will give me 3.2273 recurring, and of course any answer that rounds to 3 significant figures or better will give me the accuracy mark. For part C, we're asked to estimate the standard deviation of the birth weight. So the standard deviation of the birth weight, we can use sigma or s at this level, is going to be the square root of the sum of fx squared over n minus the sum of fx over n all squared, which of course is x bar, but it's always best to use the information given rather than a calculated answer. So if we do this, this is going to give me the square root of 15889.5 divided by 1500 minus 4841 over 1500 all squared. Okay, so we've now triggered our method mark. If I don't see the square root as a marker, you don't get the method mark there. It's very important that you demonstrate square rooting. In other words, you're finding standard deviation, not variance. Okay, so calculating this through is going to give you 0.421093. So 421, or answers which round to that. Okay. So you're going to get an accuracy mark for applying the formula correctly and an accuracy mark for getting the correct answer. Part D of this question, we're then asked to work out and interpolate. So if I want to do interpolation, I need to work out which group, which class the median is contained within. So the best way of doing that is just to jot down some cumulatives, because we're going to need these in any case. Okay, so we're looking for the median, we're looking for Q2, so I can see that Q2 is going to lie in this group here. So there's some key numbers. There's the 3, there's the 347, there's the 820. Okay, these are 3 key figures. So Q3 is going to equal, Q2, we're looking for the median. Q2 is equal to the lower class limit, which is 3 in this particular case, plus, now, it's how far into the group we are. So that's going to be, the median is the 750th value. The start of the group is 347. And the group itself is 820 wide. Okay, in terms of the kilogram width, we know that the kilogram width is 0.5. That's the width of the group that we're dealing with here. Okay, so that's going to give me 3.00 or 3 plus 403 over 820 times by 0.5. And that's going to give me 3.2457. So again, anything that rounds to 3.25 would be acceptable in that particular case. Okay, instead of using 403, you could have used 403.5. Okay, that would be acceptable if instead of dealing with 750 you used with 750.5, because you used n plus 1 over 2 to estimate the median instead. That's perfectly acceptable. Okay, so how are your marks awarded here? Well, you don't get many marks, you get 2. You get 1 for doing a correct interpolation, and you get an accuracy mark for getting an answer that rounds correctly. Okay, some of you may have seen a pictorial way of doing this. That is entirely fine as well. We're then asked to describe the skewness. Now the question has asked us to calculate the mean and also to estimate the median. Okay, so in this particular case we can use these two as our measures of skew. So the mean is 3.23, our median is 3.25, and we can see that the mean is less than the median. Okay, so because the mean is less than the median, we can say that there is negative skew. Okay, so in this particular case we're going to get a B mark for using the statement, and we're going to get what's called a dependent B mark. In other words, you can't get this question just by writing negative skew. You need to give a reason for your answer. Now equally, because these numbers are so close, you could say this instead. So you could say that they are very close, so therefore symmetric. Okay, both of those are absolutely fine. Okay, depending on how you view these numbers. Okay, and that still would be B1 and then a dependent B1 there.